Welcome to your special energy and restore practice. This is think less, feel more practice. Let's cultivate more awareness by tuning into our body, tuning into the sensations and heighten our sensitivity. So we will need our mat. You'll need a set of therapy balls or 2 tennis balls in a sock, and also a bolster or some cushions if you want to towards the end. We'll start with some body tapping to invigorate and wake up this body. So let's start to tap on the top of the head, waking up the brain, tapping lightly to the back of the head, to the sides of the head, to the forehead, around the sides of the face, the cheeks, and the neck, and to the back of the neck as well, around the shoulders, tapping into your upper back, just wherever your hands can get to. And around the chest, take some clearing breaths there, the sternum, and let's start to tap around the ribs, inside and outside, and abdominal. So you can use your fingers, the pads of the fingers, to tap around clockwise directions, following the digestive process, waking up the body, and into your lower back, up and down. And let's tap around the glute, down the outside of the legs, going back up the legs, stay on the outside, and move to the front of the hips, down the front of the legs, top of the feet, a few times. And let's move to the inside of the thighs. So it's one of the best ways to break up stagnations. And let's go around the glute, the buttocks, the hamstrings, backs of the knees, calves. And just relax your body. Notice how you feel. So feel the whole body breathing, full body breathing, and just sensing the movement of qi. Good. Let's take a bit of neck release here. Let's drop your right ear down to your right shoulder and take your left hand around. Just rest it behind your lower back. If you want a little bit more, you can use your right hand, just rest it on top of the head, not pushing it down, but just a little weight there. Clearing tension in the neck, and just take a few breaths. We'll be moving through every part of the body so that we can really tune in, reawaken anything that's asleep. Then you can just gently tilt the chin down ever so slightly, releasing into the back of the neck. Then gently bring your head back to center. Release your hands. Notice how you feel. Really tune into that feeling state. And this time, left ear to your left shoulder. And bring your right hand behind. Bend the elbow, rest it onto your lower back. You can stay or take a left hand on top, and just relax. Breathe into the right side of your neck. Sliding the hands back so you can tilt the chin down, finding that sweet angle. You can feel the right back side of your neck. Good. And then very gently bring your head back to center. Relax both your arms back down. Take a pause. Notice how you feel there. So once we wake up our energy that's asleep, we start to be more aware to what goes on. And from here, let's move into the shoulders. Let's take a few shoulder rolls, shrug it up towards the ears and down your back. Inhale up And then exhale down, feeling into both sides of the shoulders. One more. And reverse. From back to up, forward and down. Breathing as you move. Really connecting the breath to the movement. One more big one. Good. And stretch your right arm up and over to your left. Slide the left hand down the leg. And let's inhale, open the chest to the sky. Soften your knees. Exhale, gently turn the chest down. So we start to work our way down the body, feeling into the ribs, the opening into your upper back, the mid back, and into your lower back as well. Little flossing into the fascial tissues around the rib cage, opening up the lungs. Then come back to center, come all the way up and switch. Left arm reaches up and over to your right. You might already notice a difference there. Soften your knees and breathe in, gently open the chest. Exhale, turn the rib cage and the chest down. A few more, just go nice and easy. Not forcing or pushing the body. We want to just go slow and to tune in to anything that's unconscious or asleep. And come back to center, come all the way up and relax your arms down. Take your hands behind your lower back with the thumbs. Press into your lower back here. Step your feet a little wide apart and start to move your hips in circles. As your hips move back, just release your thumbs, moving up and down your lower back, giving yourself an extra boost of energy with this acupressure. So pressing in as your hips move forward, clearing out the hips. It's a sticky joint. We often spend our days sitting on our bum. Our hips get sticky, congested. So freeing up the hips and reverse the circle, following the breath. Nice to clear out the hips, the SI, and it can get irritated and pain when there is tightness, no movements. And come back to center. We're going to take our hands in front of our forehead, fingers face in. We're going to take it into a tray of teacups. So imagine you're holding a tray of teacups here. You're going to circle your hands over to your left, hips move right, and you're going to circle your hands in, hips move back. So your hips will start to follow the direction of your hands. So feeling the spiral and the circle of your hips, spiral of your arms, your hands, rotating your whole spine down into the hips. So the movement becomes bigger. Keep the knees soft, the ankles open and relax. So this forms the basis of our yoga flow. It's a very special Qigong-inspired yoga flow. Tune into the body. Everything in nature grows in spirals, and energy moves in spirals, freeing up any stagnations in the body. Keeping your palms face up the whole time. Relax into your face. Bring more awareness into the body. Think less and feel more. What are you tuning in this very moment? And bring your hands back up above your forehead, and we're going to reverse. Take your hands out to your right and move your hips back, fingers face in, hips right, fingers right. So you start to reverse the figure 8 symbol or the infinity symbol. Keep holding the tray of teacups. Don't drop a cup. Don't spill the tea. You might feel a release in your spine, allowing you to sense and feel more. Feel into the body, feel into your breath. Letting your Qi guide the movement, and you simply follow. Move slowly so you can feel everything. When we're moving fast, we often miss out. We're often just moving from A to B. So be in the full journey, the transition. Awaken any part of the body that's dormant. Beautiful. Hopefully you're following well, and bring your hands back up in front of the forehead. Relax your arms down and just notice how you feel. So really give yourself the time to pause in between and to feel. This is when the body integrates. We're going to come to the top of our mat. Circle your arms all the way up. Feel into your body. Feel into the sides of the body. And then exhale. Let's just fold forward. Relax your arms down. Soften your knees. Inhale. Lift the chest up halfway. Exhale. Round the spine as you fold. So a couple more times. See if you can just lift from your tail, lengthen your tailbone back as you start to extend the spine all the way up to the crown of the head. Exhale, rounding and fold and soften. From your tail, inhale, lift and lengthen all the vertebrae all the way up. Exhale, round and fold and soften. One more time, inhale. Really feel the extension from the base of the spine to the top. Exhale, fold. Inhale this time to lengthen halfway. Feel from the base of the spine. And we're going to plant the feet back into downward dog. Feel into your hands, feel into your feet there. Gentle movements if it's appropriate. So tune into the intelligence of the body. There's just much more intelligence in the body than the brain itself. We're going to stretch our left leg to the sky when you're ready. Bend the left knee. Just start to make some hip circle. Keep the left knee bent. Move with stability and just sense the body being held. Beautiful. And as you next stretch your left leg back up to the sky, step your left foot forward between your hands. Moving slow, feel into both your feet. Feel the feet are apart about hip width. Soften your back knee, hug your belly in, drop the tailbone down as you come up into a crescent lunge. And then hold the tray of teacups. You're going to circle the hands and spin the back heel flat, turn to the length of the mat. Continue to spiral your hands as you turn to the back of your mat for your crescent lunge. And then you're going to turn your hands out to your right. Spiral it in and turn to the length of the mat again. Turn back to the front of the mat. So you're going to circle the hands to the left. Turn to the length of the mat. Spin to the back of the mat. Come into the the lunge, crescent lunge. And just continue moving slowly with full awareness and feeling the flexibility around the feet and the ankles as you transition between the crescent lunge to coming to the length of the mat. You're still spiraling with your hands and to the back of your mat. So you keep reversing the tray of teacups. So the teacups are always moving out, and it helps to move the same direction. Circling out and in when you get to the center and back overhead. So hopefully this is making sense. Otherwise, just move in a way that feels really good and natural for the body. So hands are circling out to the side, circle it in as you come to the length of the mat, turn back to the front, hands overhead. And then you reverse the teacups, okay? So move with full awareness without getting caught in the mind, which can often happen. Tuning in to feel and awaken the intelligence of the body. One more time. Turning to the back of your mat, finding stability. And turning back to the front of your mat and pause. And relax your arms down. Lengthen the front knee a little, a lot, just soften forward for a few breaths. So this is a moment of pause, of integration. Feel into your breath. Feel the body softens. Take another breath there. Step back into downward dog. And just take a moment. Feel into the difference between the left and right side. Feel the mind is almost like catching up with what goes on in the body. Just keep tuning into the body. This time we'll stretch our right leg to the sky. Bend the right knee and start to make hips circle. Lubricating the hip joint. Feeling this side may be very different to the other side. And let's stretch your right leg to the sky. Step your right foot forward between your hands. Again, find your feet at hip width, soften your back knee, feel the stability of the ground to bring your torso up into your crescent lunge. And holding the tray of teacups in front. So this time, you're going to circle your hands out to the right. You're going to straighten both your legs as you turn to the length of the mat. Keep spiraling through your teacups and turn the feet to the back of your mat. And you're going to reverse, turn your hands out to your left, straighten your legs, turn to the length of the mat, keep spiraling through your hands and turn back to the front. Hopefully this side gets a little easier because you've done it once already. So keep moving with the breath. So now that you've got the movement happening, see if you can go internal and really feel the movement going and moving from within the body rather than the thinking brain. Feel into your breath. Smooth out the movement if you can. Finding stability, enjoying the transitions rather than just the destination. Bring a smile to the movement. Tuning in, feel more, think less. And one more to the back of your mat. Back to the front of your mat. Holding the teacups. And relax your hands. Lengthen out the front knee and just soften forward for a few breaths. Just let go. Good, then come back into your downward dog. Take a pause, a moment to notice both sides of the body. Lower the knees down onto the ground. And come and find a seat. Grab your set of balls. Let's bring the two balls onto the sacrum and massage and release the sacrum. Like I mentioned before, it can be a sticky spot. So the two balls are just going right next to each other onto, well, not next to each other, but then apart. So they're in line, but apart, onto the sacrum below the lower back. And you will just come down onto your forearms, hold the two balls on your hands and lift the hips so you can bring the balls where the dimples are. And then what you're going to do is you've got a choice to just gently move your hips a little side to side. If that feels good, just move slow. Awakening, releasing into the fascial tissues. Or you can also move forward and back. So feeling across the ligamented bones, the tissues around the bones. So move in a way that you have full awareness of what is going on as you feel into your body. Releasing any tension there. Breathing. And let's release the balls out, and we are going to put the balls aside for a moment. You've got a choice to take it into a sit-up butterfly. Feet together, knees wide, and just let yourself fold. You can use props, or you can take it into a reclining butterfly. Bring your bolster cushions behind you and just lay yourself over the support. Relax your arms out. And let's stay for a few minutes here. So now we tune into the quietness with the stillness of the body. It allows you to feel a lot more of what goes on inside. So being quiet in the head, in the mind, in your thoughts, and to drop your awareness into this body, relaxing into every part of your body, especially the area that we are releasing, which is around the hips, the inner groin, and noticing many of these are unconscious patterns that we hold on to. The tightness in the tissues and the fascia hold on to our thoughts, our patterns, our habits, which is why we roll and restore using therapy balls to do some self-myofascial release, to break out of any of these patterns and tune into the body a bit more, less of the mind. Whether you're sitting, forward fold, or lying, reclining, you will very gently bring yourself back up. And if you do have something behind you, just move it away. And we're going to lie down on our back and take the 2 balls. You can put it back into the bag or in your sock if you have the tennis balls. We're going to roll into the lumbar, the lower back. So as you lie down on your back, lift the hips, bring the balls right onto together, right onto the deepest curve of your lower back, the arch. And so you might like to gently move your hips side to side as you lift your hips slightly up. Or you might like to keep the hips down and drop one knee out to the side and bring it back to center, and the other knee out to the side and bring it back to center. Or you might alternate the knee in to your chest. And if you want to, and if you can, find balance, you can hold onto both your knees or your shins and be resting your lower back completely over the balls, which is quite a lot of pressure. It depends on how your lower back feels. If you have a sensitive lower back, this may not be for you. So tune into your body. What does it need? Notice you can relax into it as well. Couple more breaths. Releasing tension in your lower back. We've been really focusing on the transition, focusing on around the pelvis, the hips. So now just releasing any habitual patterns of unconscious tension. Then slowly bring your feet back down on the ground. Release your balls. Lower your spine down, and you might notice the difference, the shift, the change. Open your arms out to the sides and just drop your knees out to your lap, whether with your feet closer together or feet apart, it's up to you. Just a few breaths. Really feel the release further down the lower back. Bring your knees back to center and over to the other side. Feel like you can just drop everything down. Knees back to center. You can stretch your legs out, relax into Shavasana for a few moments. Relaxing everything down. Notice how your body feels. Notice that heightened sense of awareness on your whole body, from head to toes, renewing and replenishing every part of you. Notice your mind naturally relaxes as well. Feeling the intelligence of this body, the buzzing vibrations, the energy that's filled up this whole body. And taking this practice with you into your day. Namaste.